Hey, it's Ryan with QLZ. The Green Room, we've got, I think, just a couple more interviews we're going to do here before we call quits of 2024. A band that's actually going to be an hour north of us Tuesday, December 17th, up at the Castle Theater in Bloomington. Lilac, we have Alyse and we have Oscar, a couple of the vocalists of the band hanging out with us. How you doing?
Doing good, feeling great.
Woo! Very excited to be here.
I know you told us you're excited because you're playing some different parts of Illinois that you've ever played before. You're actually going to be up in Joliet for one of the shows, Castle Theater, again Tuesday, December 17th. I believe this is an off day for you guys, correct?
Yes. This is an off day for
Today,
us to get breathe a little bit between all the shows. We got a strong start with like 4 shows in a row, hitting it hard, and we got like 5 or 6 shows in a row after this. So definitely a nice welcome break.
So how's tour been? It's all of you.
The tour is like an entire month long. Sorry, I said the tour is a month long, and we only get a couple day breaks. So this is a good one.
So what do you like to do on your kind of your days off? Then you said it's only a couple of them. So is it just kind of chill and relax, or is it go out and explore things?
I'll let Oscar speak to his, but like me, so I still work my day job. So like I'm going to be doing meetings and stuff like that for my day job during the day. And then I like to do like, we do laundry in between, because you're constantly doing show after show after show after show, and it's time to wash the clothes in between tours. And then we also do like oil changes and stuff like that. We like to be proactive with the vehicle.
Yeah, so my day job is the band, basically. So I'm the social media manager for the band, and so I spend a lot of the days like working on content, putting stuff together, getting film, basically making everyone dance for me so I can like make sure we have enough content to put up. Funnily enough, we got to explore a little bit yesterday because Cam is our keyboardist. He decided to smash his phone into the floor, like as he likes to do.
An accident.
And we got to explore around Greensboro a little bit. So I had to like corral him into like doing some TikTok videos for me and like dance around and do some funny stuff in promo for our new song XXX. So that's basically how I spend my days, off days and on days, is just like trying to corral everyone to make some content.
You're hurting everyone in. And I know there's 6 people in the band, which is not something that you see a whole lot for bands that originate in the US. So we kind of get this European flavor from all of you here in Lilac. Is that something that when you started this band, is that something that you wanted to do from the start? Was like, hey, let's kind of something we don't normally see here in the US, and let's kind of just let's make it a thing.
You know what? It was on accident. I think it was just more so of a goal. Like I've always loved Linkin Park growing up. I've always loved the idea of a dual vocalist band because I've been in bands where I was the only front person before, and I love it. Don't get me wrong, less back and forth when it's time to write some lyrics, but no, I just really liked Linkin Park growing up, and I've always loved like the rap and rock dynamic. And so I was like, you know what? I've done projects before where it was just me. Let's like add a rapper in the mix and see how this would be like with a female singer. I know Linkin Park now has a female singer, but like back in the day, it was always male rapper, male singer, male rapper, male singer. And I wanted to see what it would be like with a female singer and a male rapper. And so we interviewed Oscar, and he was killer. And yeah, he's been in the band ever since. And then Cam is just like this mad scientist of an instrumentalist. Like he plays a billion instruments and he writes music so well. And so like it's kind of hard not to put him in the band, man. I mean, he's throwing keyboards above his head. He's climbing light towers, playing wireless keyboards on the top of light towers. I mean, he's just insane. So like you can't not put him in your band, So it's just like before we know it, we have a giant amount of people.
So it's a lot of laundry then. A lot of laundry.
Yeah, you can say that.
He's hanging out everywhere. And I'm gonna throw Cam under the bus a little bit. He likes to like nest everywhere he goes. So we got little piles of Cam laundry here, little Cam nests everywhere, like we like to call them.
That's awesome. I love it. I'm pretty sure I'm coming up to see you guys again Tuesday up in Bloomington. And Alyse, you have a day job, like you said. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the band Gore at all. I talked to Haley from Gore a little bit earlier on this year, and she's an aerospace engineer for her normal day job. And you are somebody else that obviously you have this outlet in a hard rocking, heavy hitting band, and you are a computer hacker, but in a good way. You're not stealing my information, but you're doing it in a good way. So kind of like, what does your day entail when it comes to your day job?
Yeah. So a long time ago, I was in like regular IT and then I got into defense for like a while, but then I switched from cyber defense fully to offense for my career in 2015. So I've been hacking legally for my day job since 2015. But now I run, so I'm executive director of the adversarial red team. So I run all like malware and stealth operations. Like, so when we need to be sneaky, when we're trying to hack into our systems, I work for a financial company, by the way. So we'll try to break into the systems. We'll say like, here's how we broke in, here's how to fix it. And then we also show them, like the defense team, like why they didn't catch us, right? Because if they can't catch us, they're not going to catch the real bad guys. So we infect machines and we laterally move and everything, and we show them like, here's why you couldn't catch us. And then I also run all DDoS attack operations as well. So we're actually doing DDoS attacks like during this tour, which is kind of crazy. So it's going to be a lot of juggling this month, but I'm doing it so far. So
That's good. So if there's a song that you have all recorded that you don't want anybody hearing, so probably nobody's going to find it.
Good luck. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think, I am pretty, I don't know. You don't want to challenge hackers on the internet, but like, yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'm one of you. I'm one of you. So I think like you. Yeah. So good luck.
Very awesome. All right. I don't want to get you in trouble with any of that, but yeah, the song that is out right now, we're getting it on Thursday morning, track called XXX. It's a new song that just came out. We're only like 3-4 days into this song that obviously people are gonna be able to hear if they come watch the band play. And I kind of like to leave things really open-ended with us doing things like the artist spotlight. I always like to get some info on the song. So what would you like, our listeners to know just about this track?
I mean, everybody, I want you to interpret it however you want to interpret it. But I wanted to write like, just like a very, very sexy song. And so I decided to like, what if I wrote about this like really powerful, like almost succubus type of woman that's just like feeding off the sexual energy of all of her followers and all of like this giant crowd. And that's why I wanted the chorus to be like this chant, because the chant is just like getting more and more powerful, and it's just everybody's feeding off of the energy of everyone else. And I just think that that's so hot. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the song is just like a huge chant with everybody just yelling sex, sex, sex. The blood is getting hotter. I'm a mess, mess, mess. I mean, everybody can join in on our shows, and I love it.
Oscar, what about you? I know you do a lot of the rapping in this as well, being co-vocalist on this, kind of like, I mean, it can be from anything. It can be from the music standpoint, your vantage point on it, just something that you just want our listeners to know, about this song.
Yeah. Honestly, the cool thing about having being in a dual vocalist project is that you really get to put two different perspectives on each song. Sometimes they align, sometimes they contrast and kind of compete, or sometimes they feed off each other, right? And so for this one, when I was approaching my lyrics for it, it goes like in the breakdown parts, lost myself, I'm slipping away slowly. It's this idea of being enraptured with this thing that's just taking you over, this like succubus, as Alyse puts it, that is just completely encompassing you and puts you in this state of just confronting a namor and just losing yourself completely like a drug, And so I really wanted to create this idea of combating two things of wanting to indulge in this, like, obviously you want this like amazing, beautiful, like sexy thing that like you just have to have and you need it right now, but you also know it's like a cage to you, it's a drug, it's something that's ultimately killing you and like pulling you down into the depths of hell where that succubus is from, So I really wanted to just like basically give it the other side of like, yes, it's sexy, and yes, it's this powerful like goddess woman coming to like wrap you up. But that's not always a great thing.
Yeah.
So
Good for yourself. That sounds awesome. No, I'm kidding.
And so I love the idea of just giving it this push and pull between the two of us of, you know, like, yes, it is this, but it's also the other side of the story.
Oh, I love that. What's the again, the internet allows people to get stuff, you know, right away. It's the music industry is so much different than what it was, you know, 10, 15, 20 years ago. And you've been on the road. I think you guys have what, 3 or 4 shows in at this point. So do you notice that like people kind of like, are they chanting with you kind of right away on this? Like you said, when you go hear a song live, and Alyse talking about how you want this chant in the chorus, obviously you want people chiming in with you. So what's the early reception been like with the track and playing these shows?
Yeah. Oh my God. I feel like there's a few of our songs that people are like immediately catching on to. This is one of them. They're also catching on to Dangerous, like really, because that song, just the hook is just like everybody knows it by the time, like after they heard it one time. So yeah, I think the crowd is like really, really getting insane so far. I mean, we've only done 4 shows and we have a whole month tour. But yeah, they're catching on really quick.
Oh yeah. And I think especially the fact that we got to play in our hometown area these last couple shows. I mean, last night, Greensboro, North Carolina, we played at Hangar 1819. And during XXX, I mean, we had a circle pit going during the breakdown.
Nice.
We had people throwing down. We had people screaming. We had like, Alyse and I are very active on stage. So we're getting into people's faces during the whole course. So every time we're like screaming in someone's face, they're screaming right back at us. So, I mean, because the chorus is so catchy, I mean, sex, 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 you know, right immediately away, people are getting it pretty quickly and they're just giving it right back to us. So it's been really awesome to like feed off the crowd as well and like feel that energy.
I also like purposely made it a lyric video too, because I want people like I want it to be this chant eventually. Like everybody is going to know this fucking song. Like I'm so excited. I think it's been well. Like everybody is like knowing it already when they get to our show if they've looked us up beforehand, and I love it. This
is why you get to shows early, and this is why you look bands up before you go. So you know exactly a little bit of what you're getting into. I think it's always good to listen to a couple of songs from each band before you go somewhere, because even there's bands like that I don't know about. I like to at least check something out so I know a little bit about who they are. Tuesday, I want to remind people, Tuesday, December 17th, Castle Theater up in Bloomington. You have, like you said, a whole bunch of shows left for this year. But one thing that is exciting for all of you as well, I told you I interviewed Joey from Life of Agony a couple of months ago, and there was a tour that he told me about that he couldn't tell me about yet, the details on it, which you're all on. So I'll let you all tell me where you're going here in 2025.
Yes. So we are going to be doing a tour in Europe and UK with Life of Agony and Biohazard. It's going to go through like Ireland and UK and Poland and Netherlands and Germany and just so many places. And like a lot of the places are already sold out. Like London has like 2,200 people. It's already sold out. I mean, the Scotland venue, it's like insane. So we're really, really excited to play in front of huge thousands of people crowds. It's going to be really crazy. And also, not only that, but Oscar, do you want to talk about the release that we're doing with the Europe tour?
Yes. So this is something we've been teasing for a while now, and our fans have been all about it, asking us to put more information about. It's our song called Barely Human that we just recorded out in Las Vegas with Kane Churko, who has worked with In This Moment, Five Finger Death Punch, Ozzy Osbourne. And we actually recorded the video with Jensen Noen, who actually did the videos for Falling in Reverse, Bring Me the Horizon. So we came at this song with like everything we had. And it involves a lot of the aspects of what we try to bring to the band and our music in general, just this like futuristic, modern cyberpunk feel where we have like we're involving AI, we're involving robot parts into the video. I mean, there's like all kinds of crazy stuff. This is basically the next generation of what we're trying to do as a band. And we are going to be absolutely shining that. It's called Barely Human. It's going to come out early next year. And we're going to be taking that on the road with us in Europe and basically showcasing who Lilac is in the modern era and basically what we bring to the table with and how we involve all that AI and like cyberpunk and new age feel. It's amazing.
So now, is this the first time you've ever...
the video? Okay. All right.
Go ahead, Alyse.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, like, okay. So like you've seen the video Ronald by Falling in Reverse, right? Have you seen like the visual effects of that thing? Like Jensen Nolan is insane. Like there's like this swirling tornado thing that picks it, like it is around him in Tech 9. Like it's the visual effects are nuts. So Jensen Nolan, like I wanted to make sure like this song, Barely Human, is gonna be about like at the end of the world, if like let's say that a virus infected like the human race, okay, like a computer virus. I make computer viruses all the time. So let's say that I found a way to infect genetic code, okay, and so let's say it wiped out like a bunch of humans, okay, like barely anybody has survived, but the people who have survived, like they can maybe integrate with like machine code better or something like that, right? But now we're in this post-apocalyptic world where like half the people are like, hey, fuck it, let's just go full robot, let's go full AI, guys, like let's do this, you know, like robot parts, and you know, let's just like lose our empathy. And then you have other people that are like, no, humanity, we need to fight for like, you know, keeping our empathy and keeping our humanity, you know. And but like the thing is that they're at war with each other, and so some people are like, you know, as they're getting like their arm blown off or whatever, they're having to replace it with a robotic arm, and if you lose an eye, you got to replace it with a robotic eye. So either way, both sides are like barely human. Both sides are half human, half robot, and we're just trying to live and find the meaning of life in this new world. And so like I wanted that image to be captured in a music video, and Jensen Nolan killed it, and Oscar looks insane, I look insane, there's a crazy fight scene at the end. It's just like the most mind-blowing video we've ever made in my life, like in our lives. Like it's like next level, dude. So crazy. And we're releasing it so since the Europe tour is February and March, we're thinking about releasing it like either end of January or right at the beginning of February. So it's right before that Europe tour, man. It's going to be so nuts.
You kind of like made like a little movie. That's kind of what it sounds like. You kind of,
Yeah. Dude, it was the first time we've really had the opportunity to work with such a huge production, such a talented crew. With Jensen Nolan's team. I mean, we had actors, we had stunt performers, we had wires, we had green screens, we had AI. Like I said, we really like went all out to like really give it everything we have for our fans, and like it's gonna show that like this is everything, man. Like we're so excited for it.
Yeah.
So it's a lot in 2025. So what else do you have planned for 2025? Obviously, we've got three and a half weeks left here in 2024. Like we mentioned earlier, the industry is so much different than what it normally is. I don't know if you're both album people or not. I mean, I've got a question for you about albums when we kind of wrap things up here, because I've got a question anytime that anybody comes on for the first time, I like to ask them about. But what does 2025 look for all of you? Obviously, European tour is massive. This video is big. So kind of like from a music standpoint, what do you want to do next year? Kind of what's the goal? What's the journey?
So we have a lot of unreleased music right now, like that we're sitting on. We've actually already done some music videos already, just to kind of have in our arsenal for those releases. So I'd like to do some, you know, we just released XXX. We're going to release Barely Human right at the beginning of the year. And then I'd like to release a couple of the other ones that I'm not going to say right now yet. Okay. But yeah, we've already been basically using this time to just build our arsenal of music videos, build our arsenal of unreleased music, so that way we can just start shooting people in the face with all these like new music. I just want to give them this like cascade of unreleased stuff. So 2025 is going to be busy. It's going to be awesome. And I'm hoping to get on some festivals and stuff in the US as well when we get back from Europe.
Is this the first time you've gone over to Europe for a tour, or have you all been there before?
First time.
No, yeah, we've only first time. Yeah, like this is our 4th national tour in US. Like we just started this band in COVID actually, and it's just kind of like blown up. So yeah, I don't know. This is our fourth USA tour, and this will be our first Europe tour. So
I don't want to get you in trouble because I kind of hate when bands get asked the question of like, what's the place you're looking forward to playing the most? But is there anywhere like in Europe, like any cities or any landmarks or anything, any sightseeing stuff that you're really looking forward to going over in Europe? Because I'm like, if I were to go to Italy, I know exactly probably like 3 or 4 places that I'm going to go check out. But for both of you, maybe like some of the stuff when it's not venues or whatnot, if you get the chance to have a couple of days off to take in the sites, what are some of the maybe landmarks in Europe that you're hoping to take in and check out?
For me, it's England.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like everything in England that we're gonna get to see, and Ireland as well, Scotland. I think Alyse went to Ireland or Scotland for a cool thing she got to do. A little bit further back, and she was telling us about the great time she had. And so I got a little bit jealous, and I was like, I need to see these things too. So even if it's through the windows of a bus, because like this tour is going to be packed. We got days back to back. But Alyse grew that jealous in me. So any second I can to like get people to dance somewhere in Ireland, I'm going to do it. Same thing with England. And just, call it work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're doing it for work purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on a TV show. Don't Forget the Lyrics. I didn't sign up for it, and it was like right before our Treyu tour too, so I wasn't able to practice or anything. But my friend from college just like signed me up for a TV show and was like, "Hey, Alyse, look, you're on it. You made it." And I was like, "Oh God, okay." But anyway, so they flew us to Dublin, Ireland. And I didn't get to see Ireland too much because they wanted us to stay in our hotel room just in case, because they didn't want to stay at COVID and stuff. But on the last day, I was able to kind of explore a little bit. And a lot of the little pubs, like they're constantly just like playing like NSYNC music and Backstreet Boys and Spice Girls and like just like a lot of like US songs that are like super popular back in the day, like old pop songs that they're doing in an Irish way. And I was telling the guys, I was like, okay, if we go to Ireland, we have to like go into like the little pubs, and like just like rock out singing these like 90s and 80s songs and everything that they're playing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm stoked to see like I want to see a castle. I think every little girl's dream, like watching like Disney movies and stuff like that, being a princess and stuff like that. So like, yeah, I think in my heart, I really want to see a castle.
That's awesome. No, it's cool.
I'm a rocker, but I can be a rock princess.
Hey, I'm not here to judge. You're like, hey, just because you're a rocker doesn't mean you have a soft side. You don't want to live out childhood stuff. So there's nothing. Nothing wrong with
exactly.
That whatsoever. This is cool. It's an awesome opportunity. And I wasn't sure exactly what year you had started because, looking at YouTube, there's a decent amount of music from you all out there. So this is it's cool to me that you get to go, you get to do these different things. And obviously COVID kind of shut down things for a lot of people. What was it like, I guess, starting this band? I know, Alyse, you said you'd been in other bands before and you had the picture and what you wanted for Lilac. So what was it like getting a band started during a time where you can do the things on the internet, whatever, but you can't really get together with a whole lot of people. You can't tour. So what was it like starting this project during that time?
Yeah. So what's crazy is I had like just canceled my engagement and everything during COVID. And like, so like you're already in this like really bad mental space it's like, right, like you're needing to get out, you know, when anybody like has something awful happen in their relationship and they break up and they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna get over this, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna, you know, go meet some people, hang out, you know, and you feel alive again. But I couldn't, because it's COVID, you know, everything's locked down. And so like I was just like, man, I need to like let it out somehow. I need to feel better somehow. And I don't know, I was talking to Cam because I met Cam through a mutual friend during COVID, and he happened to remember my voice from an old band, and he wanted me to sing just like as a guest on one of his tracks that he made that was kind of like pop synthy. Like, it was not my vibe, okay? It's not like, that's not going to be our type of band, but it was just like, hey, can I just have your vocals on this track? And I was like, all right, sure, I can do some guest vocals. And then when I went over there, we were talking about, well, if you're going to do you think you would start another band? And I was like, well, if I did, I want to do something different where it's like, maybe like with rap and rock, you know, like I've always loved Linkin Park. Maybe I would do a dual vocalist band. And I was just basically touching, like hinting on it. I hadn't started it or anything. And Cam was like, boom, here's some instrumentals. I want to be in the band. Like, he just like wrote a whole bunch of songs that was just like in the vein of like the idea of the sound I wanted. And it sounded amazing. I was like, well, I guess I'm starting a band now. Here we go. And we just started interviewing guitarists. And I put out an ad on Craigslist for rappers. And I had to like, you know, sift through all the people with just like money as the profile pic, you know, like I'm having to find like actual rappers. No, it was really good.
What was it like going through Craigslist? You brought it up every once in a while. I've talked to bands who are like, yeah, we met through Craigslist, and it's like, did you meet through misconnection section, or was it like, so what was it like going through Craigslist and trying to find people?
God.
No, there's a music classified. Silly.
I know, but you have the misconnection section on there. So one of my old bosses, when I used to work in Green Bay, they would actually, on their morning show, they would actually do Misconnection Wednesday. So it became a tradition for him and his wife every Tuesday to print a bunch of them out. They'd read them, and then it actually became a morning show segment the next morning. So I only bring it up because every time somebody's like Craigslist, I'm like, did you get to avoid the misconnection section? Because God forbid, who knows what you find in there.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've read a couple of those. Those are crazy. No, I just made a regular ad in the like musicians on it or something. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I did get some interesting like people like that submitted like songs that were like about fast food and like, you know, I mean, you never know what you're gonna get when you interview or when you audition people. Yeah.
I didn't know that was the thing. This is why I asked this question when I kind of try to preface it with like, hey, misconnections, where it's not like you went there, but it's like, did you get anything weird like that? And you getting people that writing songs about fast food. So no songs about fast food for you guys are coming out in 2025. Everything else is, we're not touching that for next year.
Yeah, you gotta wait till 2026. 2026. It's nothing but
okay.
All right. Yeah, all the fast food places we hit on tour, we got about a whole album full, 25 songs. We're taking old school. Yeah.
There we go. There you go. You got plans now for the next 2 years. What you want to do? So,
plan ahead.
Can I have a writing credit on that, please? Just a small one.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Now this is recorded. It's copyrighted now. Like, okay.
Yeah. I haven't stopped recording yet, so I want to make sure that part got in there. But a question I love to ask bands, especially the first time that they ever come on. I'm a big album guy. You know, I have been since I was a kid. I still like getting CDs when I can. My car still has a CD player in it. Some of your favorite complete albums of all time, some of your favorite no skip records, or from start to finish, you just put an album on and you just let it go. You're not skipping any tracks. Alyse, I have a feeling I might know some of yours.
Hybrid Theory.
Yep, I had a feeling.
Hybrid Theory. From Linkin Park. Like, seriously, I never skipped one song on that. And then there was also Eminem, the one with Cleaning Out My Closet.
Yeah, Eminem.
Whichever album that was. Yeah. Growing up, I never skipped a song on that one either. Like those two CDs, like were always in my CD player. I had other CDs, like, but I would, skip a few songs, But yeah, Hybrid Theory and that one Eminem album, I never ever skipped. Yeah. What about you, Oscar?
I mean, you stole mine, Eminem, for sure. Like that. That's what I grew up on. I basically grew up on Eminem from like third grade, which is probably the worst time for any child to get into Eminem
Yeah,
is third
yeah.
grade. Yeah, no, but no, that was mine. And the crazy thing was, like, I think actually the first album I got from Eminem was like the 8 Mile soundtrack. And so,
Okay.
like, I was like getting motivated, like getting in, like to the you know what I mean? Like, and so yeah, so the Eminem show, anything from Eminem really. And then recently it's been more like Bad Omens. I'm really into Bad
Mhm.
Omens, I Prevail, like all those kinds of albums from them. Nothing More, stuff like that.
Good list. Very good list. Hybrid Theory has been one of mine since I was a teenager when that came out. So I was like, I probably know Alyse's answer for at least one of these because she's referenced Linkin Park multiple times. I'm like, I bet you one of them. I bet you one is either Hybrid Theory or Meteor. I bet you it's one of those two are going to be on there. Tuesday, December 17th, a week from tomorrow. You'll be up in Bloomington. It's you guys at Killer's Confession. Aaron from Gemini Syndrome is doing an acoustic thing, which is kind of cool. It's going to be it's an awesome lineup. So if you're looking for a show to get to you before the end of the year, this is a good one. Oscar, since you are the social media guy, I'd like to ask bands when they come on first as well, especially artist spotlight type stuff. Where can everybody follow all of you? Socials, website. People want to buy merch from the band. Where can they get that done?
Absolutely. Everything you can find about events, merch, where we're playing, lilac.com. That's LYLVC.com /events for everywhere we're going to be playing. If you look up LYLVC, we did so great with our marketing that it's the only thing you can find when you look up LYLVC. So Lilac Band on Instagram, Lilac on TikTok, on Facebook. We're always interacting with fans. We love to communicate with everybody and really get some feedback on how everyone's taking our music, how they're enjoying the events. And so please, if you get video, photos, tag us. We love to interact and just really get in touch with our fan base.
Awesome. And Thursday, 8:30, XXX Artist Spotlights, Tuesday, December 17th, up in Bloomington Castle Theater. And Oscar, Alyse, I'm glad you're able to join us on the road. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. It was so nice meeting you. Thank you.